Okay. I'm gonna start recording myself again because it's been a while. And I'm gonna use the GoPro. So, what I was just thinking about is picture this. You are a radio station. And you have one channel. That's your channel. And imagine it's like the best channel you've ever heard. It's choosing the best songs for you. It's tailor made, and it's like every song you ever needed at any moment you ever need, it's there. It's like your favorite. You're in love with this channel. It's your channel. It's you. This is your channel, okay? And sometimes you live in your life and you get interferences. And this interferences distract you from this channel, which is who you are. And you get caught up in this interference and you give them attention and you wonder, wow, what is this thing? What's bothering me? What's this interference bothering my expression to the world, which is this channel that I'm delivering? Why does this happen? Why is this interference? And you give it attention, and you start giving it more attention and more attention until there is a place where you forget about your channel. You forget about that wonderful, marvelous channel, which is yourself. And you get caught up in these interferences and you get distracted. That's what's happening to you. You get distracted from your love, from your essence. And then you wonder what happened to you, and you feel victimized. You feel that you're a victim because you had this wonderful, marvelous channel and you lost it. So I think this is a very good analogy of what happens to people's lives. At least what happened to me, you know. Like, I feel that I had a wonderful channel and I had the best music I could ever have, and I was in love with it and I was happy with it until life took me through different paths which had many interferences, and I got lost in these interferences instead of just feeling the love that I had for my channel and not doubting that that is what I really love and truly love. And I got distracted from myself for a long time, and until there was a click in my brain one day when I realized that I had been distracted all this time, and that was why I was feeling sad and empty in a way. So that day I started discovering the power of feeling who you really are and not letting anything outside of yourself break that connection with yourself. I mean, there's many ways to experience reality. And in a way, I understand that I have the power to choose how I want to interpret things. And it's super powerful to be very aware of how you interpret things and to be conscious about it, because your interpretations of things, and this can be any thought that you have, right? Any automatic thought triggered by an event in your life. Just listen to that thought and choose if that's how you want to think. Choose, because you can't choose. And if what you think bothers you, then it means it's not you. It's not who you want to be. And it means you can let that thought go and substitute it with the idea of who you want to be. Say you think you see someone and you criticize him or her for something that she's doing, he's wearing, whatever, something that he does, she does. listen to that thought and think to yourself, is this who I really want to be? Like, do I want to spend my time and energy into focusing my attention in this ridiculous argument in my brain? Or do I want to be free from this judgment and from this sticky energy? If that's who you want to be, then substitute that criticized thought for something lovely about that person. Something that brings you back to the idea that you are a lovely vibration. And that is your channel. This is your vibration. And you don't ever want to change it, because that is what you are. A lovely, free, loving vibration. Why would you want to change that? Why would you want to feel trapped in somebody else's vibration that doesn't suit you? So just be confident of that. And that is what being an integer person is. I don't know if integer is a word in English. Integral. That is what being an integer person means. To not doubt your beliefs and who you truly want to be. And whatever happens outside of you, just be able to go back to that feeling over and over again and stay firm in there. And be a warrior in your zone, but a peaceful warrior. So that is what I feel, man. I don't have to just justify myself to anyone. Because if you justify, that means that you're doubting that vibration. You're doubting that what you do is possible and is fair. And you shouldn't have a doubt, man. There's no doubt that who you want to be is an option. And it's completely fair that you want to be that way. But you gotta keep it real, man. You gotta keep that feeling no matter what happens. You gotta stick to it. If that's who you want to be, stay with it. And don't let yourself doubt. Because if you doubt, you lose. And you get caught up in the interference. And you lose your vibration. And a sustained vibration is what creates reality. Sustained thought, sustained idea, sustained way of doing things. Practice through playing is what creates your reality. And if you allow yourself to practice or play, I'd rather say, if you allow yourself to play in this wonderful playground, which is the world, you learn much faster. And you start enjoying this life instead of just going through it as a battlefield. It's not a battlefield, it's a playground. Life is not a battlefield, it's a playground. And when you realize that, you can play instead of battling your way through life. You can play your way through life. And that's a much more fulfilling and peaceful way to live your life. And that's what makes you happy ultimately, is to be able to play your way through and not take things so serious and just have fun, man. Because this is an incredible experience and you're allowed to have fun, you know. You are free to choose whatever you want to choose. And if you want to have fun, just have fun, you know. You don't have to justify. If people you're surrounded with don't see it that way. That's their take on life. They're free to choose that too, you know. If that serves them. If that serves their purpose, then they're free to choose that. You have to choose your purpose though, and be happy with it and stick to it, because that is your reality and that's who you want to be and how you want to experience life. And ultimately you are free to do whatever you want to do, respecting everybody else in the way that they are free to do what they want to do as well. If you are free, everyone else is free too. Everyone is free to do whatever they want to do. If they want to go through life battling, they are free to do it if that serves them. If they're happy with that, or not, whatever, they might have to learn their way through it. If you're happy to play your way through life and enjoy this experience instead of being a victim, realizing that you are a creator and that you create your reality, and that whatever thoughts and ideas you have about this reality, that's what you are creating. Realizing that you can choose those thoughts and guide those thoughts into much more loving and harmonious thoughts. When you start separating yourself from everything that surrounds you, when you start seeing yourself as part of all this, and you start seeing the connection between things, and you start seeing how you affect all this because you're connected to all this, and whatever you give out, that comes back to you, then you will understand ultimately that if you want to be treated well, you have to treat well. If you want to be respected and loved, first you have to be respectful and loving. And that's how things work, from the inside out, not from the outside in. Don't expect things to change if you don't change, you know. So if you want to experience love, stop complaining about whoever doesn't love you, and just love them if that's what you want to do. You're free to do it. You don't need to justify your love and your feelings. If that's what you want to feel, then feel it. Just realize that you choose. Just feel that you have a chance to choose in every occasion, every event that happens in your life. Ultimately, you can choose how to interpret that thing favorably. How to transmute that energy that you are receiving into something that serves you, something that enriches you and makes you feel good and doesn't interfere in your vibrational experience, and doesn't block you from expressing what you want to express, your creation. Say you have a mission in life. Say you have an ideal way of living, an ideal way of being. Say you want to be a peaceful, loving man or woman. If that's how you ultimately want to be, you will have to start interacting with the outside world in a way that reflects that reality. So if you want to be a peaceful and loving man, you will have to interact with your reality in a peaceful and loving way for it to reflect back that belief and to gift you with the experience of it. There's no other way of doing it. There is no other way to experience a loving and peaceful reality if you're not peaceful and loving in the inside. So after a while of moving through this life and understanding how reality actually works, because you've smashed yourself against the wall so many times and you've wondered what the fuck's going on, you know? Like, why do I keep tripping with the same things over and over again? And you start experimenting, changing your inside instead of trying to change the outside world. You start experiencing that when you do that, things start to change. And you start seeing things differently. And you start feeling things differently. And then you look back and you're like, oh wow, what did I do differently? And what you did differently is you changed from the inside. You changed your core beliefs. And that radiated into your reality. And now you're experiencing what you've always wanted to experience, which is peace, love, appreciation, respect, kindness, gratefulness, compassion, because you've cultivated that feeling inside. It might take time, but once you do it, you start doing it and you start actually experiencing the changes, then you understand that you're doing things the right way, you know? And you can have faith in the fact that that's the way to go. So every time you want to change something, apply the same principles, you know? First ask yourself, like, who do you want to be? And how do you want to experience reality? Do you want to get frustrated with things, or do you want to actually have fun? If you want to have fun, man, the only way to go is to change your perspective about things and to play. The only way to have fun is to play. So just play with reality, just play with your life, and consider the outside world as a playground. And be a peaceful man, peaceful woman. Don't be ashamed to share that, you know, because if that's who you want to experience, you first need to share it, you know. If that's what you want people to perceive about yourself, you need to become good at expressing yourself and comfortable at expressing yourself. And I feel that what I'm doing now, like recording myself, which is something that I've never done, is a very significant change, you know, because I've always been shy whenever I press the record button, you know. It's not just in video. Like every time I need to record myself, I just get blocked because I feel when you press that red button, things are being captured, you know. And you see the reality of things. You see who you really are. And if you're not real, then it feels weird when you look at yourself again. It feels weird because you realize that you're not flowing through life and you're just how do you say, you're blocking yourself from experiencing your true self and your highest potential. You're constantly doing that because you're too afraid of experiencing who you really are. It's so powerful and so unique and so godlike that you've been programmed to feel that you're not worthy. You're not worthy of it. And that's a lie, man, because you only have one life, you know, and you're completely worthy of feeling good. You know, life shouldn't be a struggle. Life can be wonderful, peaceful, loving. And you shouldn't feel bad for feeling that way, even if there's many people who don't feel that way. There's no way you can help other people realize that if you don't come out of that illusion and don't serve as an example of you know, what is truly a peaceful and beautiful way of living. You have to serve as a mirror, you know, so people can see themselves reflected in you, in your expression, in your eyes, in your way of doing. You have to serve as a mirror, just as you've seen yourself reflected in many other people and seen the beauty of being free and being open and peaceful and powerful. You've seen that in many other people. They've acted as mirrors for you, so you are responsible to act as a mirror for other people, to see themselves reflected in you, and to realize that it's possible, you know, to live your wildest dreams. So that's what I want to become, actually, and that's who I want to be. I want to be free. I want to be free to express myself openly and fully, you know, and not have the feeling that I have to justify that way of living, and the feeling that people will judge me. I shouldn't care about what other people think. I should just be comfortable with who I am and just live there in that comfortable home state. It's like being home, man. It's like realizing that you're home wherever you are because you are yourself. That's what home means. To be home wherever you are means that you are yourself wherever you are, and you are comfortable in that state of being. You are being real. You're being faithful to who you are. You are being true. You're being honest. You're being open. You're being light. You're being everything. You're not separating. You are integrating. You are love. You are wonder. You are a dream come true. You are your dream come true. You are powerful beyond belief. You stepped outside of your mind and you stepped inside of your heart. And that's where you can express yourself freely.